Hello and welcome to the Parenting Tools podcast. My name is Jason.
And my name is Jordan, and this is the podcast where myself and Jason have a little chat, little chin wag, little natter about dad life, parent life, and all that comes with it.
Sweet, I'm so tired. Sweet, I'm so tired. You treat me this way. I'm sick and then I'm...
John, how's the week been? What's been going on?
Oh, we've had a busy week between us, haven't we? But yeah,
It's had a busy week.
it's been a week of peaks and troughs, you know,
Excellent.
peaks and troughs. The troughs being sport-based. Liverpool crashed out of the Champions League on penalties, so I was sad for a couple of days. But you know,
Really?
you
Has
have
it
to
affected that
remind.
much?
Not normally, but this one did. But you have to remind yourself that it's not actually my life. It's not my job. It's not me. But you know, in terms of parenting, which of course this is a parenting podcast, I've had a lovely week. Kids have been making bracelets this week, so I've got a nice new bracelet that says "Daddy" on it. So I've been
lovely.
been donning that. It's in my pocket at the minute because I've just been at a business networking thing. I had to take the daddy
You're not
bracelet
been
off.
wearing it?
No, I took it off because my jacket was a bit short on the sleeves. What about you?
Oh, have you got kids? No,
No, your mum gave it to me.
too much. Do you know what? It's been getting brighter in the UK, much brighter mornings, and I genuinely think have we screwed, or have I screwed up by using blackout blinds
Absolutely not.
in the beginning?
I will
Because
ride
now,
till
as
dawn.
soon as it's bright, it is like my daughter's awake.
Now, wait, you got blackout blinds now?
No,
Mate, get them back. Get them back. I will die on the hill of blackout blinds. We've had the same sort of problem. So both of our kids have got the grow clock. If you're a listener, you don't know what a grow clock is. It's a clock that is blue at night time. It goes yellow in the morning at a time you set it to. And our daughter walked in the other day, 6:20. Her clock doesn't go yellow until 6:50, so half an hour early. I said, "What colour's your clock?" She said, "Blue, but the sun is shining. It's daytime." So it's that whole thing. She's got blackout blinds, but she can see it's sunny now. And of course, to a 3-year-old, sun is daytime, playtime. Let's rock.
yeah. And I just been looking. So my new nephew, special guest Dan, listeners will remember, special guest Dan has a newborn, and he just sleeps anywhere and everywhere, as most newborns do. But it's that, like, when it's your first, usually it's like, make sure it's quiet and it's dark. Second one, they just sleep anywhere with any amount of noise. And I'm just thinking, maybe we missed a trick, because now it's like, even at bedtime, it's like, has to be dark, has to be quiet, all those sorts of things. We're still using white noise. Like, should we have just embraced it at the beginning and set ourselves up for just a better chances?
I saw a thread of pictures the other day, and it was like 90s kids falling asleep anywhere. And it was like on the table, in the car, some was like in a bin. It was wild, like some of the places that kids were falling asleep. And there was, you know, as with any parenting content or child-related content, a lot of debate in the comments. And a lot of it was, now we have these sort of like conditions for nap. They have to be in the bed. It has to be dark. The white noise has to be on. Have we like shot ourselves in the foot by creating
exactly.
those? Or was it just back in the day, which makes you sound so old, but was it just more kids played outside, they were running around, they were just physically exhausted, so they just slept anywhere?
Guess we'll never know.
So I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both.
I think also, like, generally speaking, like, we've become a lot more sensitive to like childhood and all that sort of stuff. And there's loads of positives to that, but there is also a negative side, which we will begin to see of everyone called, like, the older generations call us the snowflake generation. Like, there are knock-on effects. And I'm guessing we'll see some of those negative things in a few years, and then our kids will go the other way. And they'll just be like chucking their kids anywhere to sleep in the bin.
Yep, in the bin. So yeah, it was all sorts of funny places where kids had fallen asleep. But my question to you is, on the nap front, and I know Noah doesn't have naps anymore, the transfer from car to bed or car to in the house when she's fallen asleep, how does that go for you? Because the other day, I went out with Mila for lunchtime and she fell asleep on the way there. So I thought, I'll go home. I'll take the nap time and I will make the most of it. I'll do some work. Got home. As soon as I got her out of the car, awake. And then she was just upset that we didn't go out for lunch. So that transfer was unsuccessful. How did that used to go for you? Because at the minute, it's not going well for me.
Transfers, we've always had good transfers. And even now, like we were in Northampton on Sunday and we waited till Noah's bedtime to drive back. She fell asleep in the car. Transfers have always been seamless. And like, even if she wakes up, she's in that sleep state where she'll just happily go back to bed. And like, this is coming from a child who usually fights sleep on every front. So I think we've lucked out there. One of the things I've come across, and maybe this is a suggestion for you, because you'll be soon having the experience of a newborn yet again.
Back on the front line.
And I was thinking, it's probably been what you've been out the game for a while.
Yeah.
Technology has moved quickly. I think there's some new techie things which could assist in your ventures of a newborn. Have you heard of Ewan the sheep?
Have not heard of Ewan the sheep.
Ewan the sheep. Now, I don't know how I feel about this, but I encountered this last week. It's a little sheep called Ewan who you put in the pram or in the nap area or in bed, and this teddy, a sheep, senses when your baby is stirring and it shushes.
No, it doesn't. Whoa.
And then as soon as the baby's back to sleep, it stops.
Who makes this?
I have
Who's
no
the
idea.
company? Get in touch. Get in touch if you are the creators of Ewan the sheep. Tell you what, if you want to sponsor us, I'll give it a whirl.
I would quite like to see a documented experience of you using Ewan the sheep. Now, obviously, there's some ethical concerns. Are we handing over parenting to the AI-controlled robots? Very possibly. Are we mad about it? I'm not sure we are.
I mean, there's those little rocket things, aren't there, that you can put on a pram that just shake the pram. It's in essence the same thing.
Controlled by you. It's completely controlled by you.
It's relying on a piece of technology to keep the baby asleep.
Yeah, exactly. But let's just go snorkel up, nosedive straight in, you and the sheep, shushing your baby to sleep. I reckon there should be a follow-up version of Ewan 2.0.
Yeah.
Like, communicates to them, cuddles them, gets them changed, changes the nappy.
Does the milk. Does the perfect prep machine for you. Ewan the sheep.
Anyway, I think we should do that. I think we'll get you on and you can try it. And I'm interested to see how well it works.
A little bit of like first-hand consumer research.
Are you on the side of any sort of technology, as long as it works, I'm all for it? Is that where you'd put yourself?
Yeah, I think with parenting, I've said this before, we've said it all the time, whatever works for you, if you're comfortable with it and it's what's best for you, you go for it. Be it breastfeeding versus bottle feeding. I don't want to get into the debate because I'm not bothered about the debate. You do what's best for you. You know, sticking them in their own bed or co-sleeping or side sleep, whatever's best for you and whatever's best for the baby, you do it. So if it is a little bit of technology that eases life for you, you go for it. You absolutely go for it.
An AI humanoid sheep which does the whole of your childhood's care until they're 18, you go for it.
But like, it's the term AI. If you said there's a motion sensor in it that notices a bit of movement and something activates, people will be fine. You say, it's AI controlled and it senses when your baby's sleeping and it shushes. People are a bit more like, No, thank you.
It's just a buzzword, though, isn't it? AI. Everyone's harping on about it, and most people just don't care.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, we touched on it a few episodes ago. Stop putting AI in everything. But I'm not against you and the sheep, especially because I love the little play on words there with you and the sheep aspect of it. And sheep are nice, aren't they?
You probably know this one because your Welsh roots.
I was waiting for
How do you
this.
spell Ewan?
I was waiting for you to go, you know about sheep because you're Welsh.
See, I took you off guard there. Wasn't going to ask that question. I'm asking purely about spelling.
It is EWAN.
Fair play. I would not have guessed that.
Well, how would you have gone for it?
EUAN? Yuan?
EUAN. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I could see that. I bet there is somebody somewhere that spells that.
European Union?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Little Brexit, baby. So now I'm game for that.
One of the other things that's happened this week, and I'm not sure, again, I've mixed emotions on this one. There's a proud moment as a dad, but also I don't know whether I should be concerned. I've been having nightmares, like, sporadically, and, like, we keep telling her, like, you can take control of your dreams, like, you're in control, like, you don't have to be so scared. And she woke up the other day, she went, I had a nightmare last night, and said I was in my bedroom and 3 wolves came in and they were trying to eat me. And I was like, wow. And then she went, so I found a really sharp knife and I chopped off all their heads. What? On one side, I'm so proud. Well done for fighting back.
Yeah.
On the other side, where has she seen this notion of getting a sharp knife and chopping off someone's head?
Mate, that is vivid. That is
But there was a
wild.
moment when me and Ed were just like looking at each other like
What did you say?
do we do? Clearly, we're just like, well done, Eddie.
Yeah, you defeat
And
those
I was
wolves.
just like, where have you seen getting a knife from? And she moved on.
Wow. Gosh. Yeah. We've had a few nightmares recently as well. And we've had to ask the question of like, what have you been watching? And we know what they're watching, but it's like the whole thing of like, what have you seen that has made you think that? And one of them was a kid at school was singing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chase you with a knife. And Luke had a nightmare about someone coming after him. And it was just like, you can't, as parents, we can't control that. But it just goes to show that things do play on their minds. And then the stuff that they are watching at home, we've been a lot more vigilant with it recently. Even if it's just, I don't know, like Lego Batman, for example. There's a lot of fighting goes on in Lego Batman. So if they're then having dreams about people coming to fight them, yeah, we've just been careful about it recently. And even the kids stuff, yeah, we've been quite mindful about what, especially Luke has been watching since this nightmare. But speaking of wolves, they were talking about wolves the other day, our kids, and Luca said, my 5-year-old, to my 3-year-old, wolves aren't real. He said, don't worry, wolves aren't real. And I had to go, no, wolves are real. Like this whole thing I've just been saying about trying not to stress them out with what goes in. I then had to correct the fact that he thought wolves were just fake things that are on TV. No, wolves are real. But don't worry, they're not here. And he was like, well, where are they? It's like, Canada? I don't know where wolves are. Like far away.
I don't know where wolves... Do you know, I've never actually considered that. I don't know where wolves are.
Werewolves. But yeah, I don't know. Are they in Russia? Are they in Europe? Are they...
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
I imagine Russian wolves are a thing.
I bet Russian wolves are the worst of them as well.
Do you reckon they have localized wolves?
Yeah. Do they take on the
That's a Russian
attitude?
wolf.
Do they take on the attitude of the country in which they live? So a Canadian wolf's a bit more polite.
But it's like, you know, dogs have like regional accents.
Yeah.
French dog is waff.
Woof woof. Our old next door neighbours.
And the wolf.
La wolf. Our old next door neighbours used to live in Spain, and they bought their dog in Spain. So if they had to tell it to sit or like fetch, they'd have to do it in Spanish. And I know that's really obvious, but at the time I was like, no way, you've got a Spanish dog. Sick on me.
Yeah, so in summary, I don't know where wolves are from.
No.
I imagine somewhere in America.
Yeah, I bet they're in America. I've got a little funny things your kids have said this week to drop in. So
Do you know, before you get to that,
go on.
on our notes, there is what I assumed was a password. I now realise it's an acronym for funny things your kids have said this week.
You even said there's a password on.
I was like, it's a strange place for children to put a password. Maybe it was the only like document you had open at the time, but I get it. It's fine.
No.
No, we were just kind of like, that makes sense.
So the other day with the whole, it's sunny outside. Luca did the same. Came in one morning, said it's morning time. I said, well, you've got to go back to bed. It's only 6 o'clock. And he went to sleep the night before at 7 o'clock. So he slept 7 till 6, 11 hours. I said, you've got to go back to bed. It's not time to wake up yet. He went, oh, I've already been sleeping for like an hour. I was like, no, mate, you've been asleep for 11, mate. But we need to try and get 12. So yeah, it's funny that his concept of like all night was an hour.
Yeah, but do you reckon it was one of those... Well, do you reckon it's either one of those sleeps where it feels like it's been an hour, or do you think it's just his grasp of time? Because like there'll be moments when I say to Noah, like, you've got 10 minutes left, but if it's occupying her well and I'm not in a rush, that 10 minutes might be 20 minutes.
Yeah, he said this the other day. He was watching a film. I said, how long have you got left of your film? I think it was How to Train Your Dragon on 1 or 2 or something. He went, 20 minutes. I thought, I love that he just knows that's a like acceptable amount of time to let. It was half an hour. I looked. He didn't have a clue. But I love that he thought 20 minutes. I can get 20 minutes.
I've got one here. See if you can figure out what Noah meant by this. We were in the car talking about, can't remember what it was, but I went, oh, that's like the Romans. Like thinking, must have been something about roads or warfare. I don't know why you'd be talking about that with your child. And then Noah from the back just pipes up, goes, I know all about the Romans.
What did she know about the Romans?
She went, it's when you hold hands and sway slow music together.
What is she thinking of, though?
Romance.
Oh, romance. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, and so it was like, oh, yeah, romance dancing.
Oh, that's so sweet.
No, caught me off guard there, because I thought for a moment I'd have a 4-year-old history genius when we've taught her nothing about history. And then, no, it turns out it was just a really sweet moment.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really sweet. The Romance Empire.
Would have been a very different history book.
Yeah, that's like Bridgerton, but Roman Empire. I've never watched Bridgerton, so I don't know if that could be accurate or not.
Neither have I. I've heard about it, though.
Yeah, I've never bothered with it. But shout out to the Bridgerton fans in the I was going to say in the WhatsApp group.
That's what it feels like to you, which is a big WhatsApp group now.
Do you know what? I would love a big like pod listener WhatsApp group. Though
I honestly, I could not think of anything worse.
I was just about to say I could deal with one less WhatsApp group, to be honest.
You tell us why you would like the WhatsApp group, and I'll tell you why I would hate the WhatsApp group.
Okay, you go first. Let's start negative. Let's end on a positive.
Start negative. Yeah, firstly, no one needs another WhatsApp group.
True. I'll concede
Easily.
that point.
Second one, obligation to reply.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't feel like I need another obligation in my life.
No, that's it. Yep.
And when you're in a WhatsApp group with people that you don't really know, you're very aware that they don't know you. They could think that I'm just being really like snooty and like rude, when a lot of people that know me, I just don't reply because I usually haven't seen it and I forget.
Yeah. Yep. I've got
So someone that sense of obligation.
I've got first-hand experience of that this week, which we'll come back to. So positives.
Third reason for the
You're still going.
hate for WhatsApp groups. I've got plenty of reasons.
You don't want to speak to you guys if you're listening.
And this is for the listener that goes, why would they start a WhatsApp group? That would be so stupid. Mainly because this is a genuine one. The notification symbol stresses me out.
Let's see. Yeah. On the Google Pixel, some big news of my life for the last few months. You don't get that anymore. You just get a little green dot. You don't get a big old red number.
That would stress me out as well.
I do miss a lot of messages as a result.
Well, tell us the positives, Jordan. What would be the positives of a Parental Tools Pod WhatsApp group?
Positives. Okay. So I think we can both agree that we love hearing from our listeners. And I think it would be easier for our listeners to just go, oh, ping them a WhatsApp. This funny thing just happened. I'll ping them a WhatsApp. Send them a picture. Here's some chaos that's just happened. A little picture of bolognese all over the wall. I don't know. Voice notes. It's just a bridge. It's just a bridge for us to hear from the listeners more. Now, you've already laid out the ground rules. They're not hearing from us. They're not hearing from you. we could hear more from them. And I just think it'll be a nice little online community is what I'm saying. Do you know like that the WhatsApp advert where the tired mum walks into the kitchen in the middle of the night and all the women are there and they're like, oh, and it turns out it's just a WhatsApp group. I think it'd be like that. Nice little community. I've never seen that. It's a lovely advert. Very impactful. I think it would be like that. Just a load of people going, anyone else stuck in on a rainy day today, watching Frozen for the third time? And then
I do like the idealism of it. I also don't like GDPR.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's not do that. Phone numbers everywhere.
There. No, thank you.
Yeah. That being said, stay tuned for our new Patreon page.
We actually have created a Patreon page. It's free. We're not charging any money, but there is a community section on there that Jordan will be replying to messages.
Yeah. We'll launch it properly in due course, but it's something that, not to go into the details too much, but it's something that we've been talking about for a little while, isn't it? Creating more of a community vibe with the listeners and with each other.
Yeah, we're testing the waters.
We're dipping the toes. Just touched on you not replying. So it's Friday afternoon as we record this. And normally we release this on a Friday morning. So we had a bit of a week where we just couldn't get a time or a day to record. I said to Jace, when was it? Wednesday? I said, I'll come to yours. Let's record this evening. You said, cool. I said, fine. You said, give me 10 minutes. I said, all right, I'll go fill up with petrol because I need to go in the morning anyway. I need to drive. Text you saying, all good? Am I coming or am I going home? No reply. I thought, I'll go home. Text you saying, don't worry, don't stress. I'll go home. No reply. Do you want to enlighten the listeners?
I was solo parenting and I was putting Noah to sleep. Em's been away for work and I fell asleep.
Funny thing is, just before texting you, I was also asleep. I'd fallen asleep doing the bedtime routine as well. So here we are. Sorry it's late.
Amazing. Well, thanks for listening to Parental Tools Podcast. If you do want to be on that WhatsApp group, which will never exist, do send us a message. Let us know your funny stories or your comments, all those things at Parental Tools Pod. And we'll see you next week. Bye.